this is close to bottom. I have my hand over the panic button. I got at least one finger on it. This was abysmal. This was everything you feared in terms of injury-wise, it happening again. This is troubling. There is nothing good about what came out of tonight in any way, shape, or form. It was one of the worst defensive performances, and this is quickly becoming, right now, one of the most disappointing Suns teams we've ever seen.
Disappointing is probably the most accurate thing for sure. Listen, I think there's just as much of this on the players as it is the coaches, but overall, it's just an absolute lack of execution. It's an overall lack of competitiveness. It's an overall lack of understanding what the hell you're supposed to be doing out there on a basketball court from veterans. Yeah. It's a mess from top to bottom. It is an absolute mess. You have Kevin Young, who you held over because you thought he was the offensive guy. Then you have Frank Vogel coming in with the defense, and both of them looked awful in the second half. Awful. Yeah. Like, there was points in that game when we literally saw four guys around the court just not even taking a step. Yeah. And it was a one-on-one show, and it didn't work out. And the Knicks were just flying right by the Suns on the other end for layup after layup after layup after three after three after three. That was the most piss-poor effort I've seen on a basketball court since probably 2018.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody here knows I'm not going to hide from it. I'm optimistic. I try to look at the glass as half full, not half empty. And, you know, I've defended this team multiple times this year because of injuries and situations. Tonight's not one of those nights. Tonight was an absolute shit show in every facet of basketball: coaching, offense, defending, effort. I mean, there was times when I'm watching this basketball game, and I mean, it looked high schoolish offensively. Like
defensively too.
Both sides, yeah, both sides. The offense and defense. I mean, I've seen better effort and execution and more complexity in high school. Like, dudes not moving. Like, I'm not moving. Devin, one-on-one, let's look around. Okay, you go. Okay, KD, come get it. Okay, everybody spread out. Like, what the hell is this? The NBA, man. Like, Kevin Young, we got to do better. Frank Vogel, you're a defensive genius. We can't give up on 40. And Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, y'all are superstars. I don't want to hear about Bradley Beal. Y'all should be good enough to beat this Knicks team. You did it before. So, yeah, tonight's a night that I'm going to be pissed off. And this is probably the worst Phoenix Suns effort I've seen thus far this year.
So my thing is I can't figure out the why. I can't figure it out. Why do we just stop playing basketball in the fourth quarter and go straight to ISO and stop moving? Like, we've done it how many times this season? Why do we keep doing it?
This team has no chemistry.
But again, I understand that, but you're not going that hard on it in quarters 1, 2, and 3.
No, but trust comes into play in the fourth.
I mean, I suppose.
And it's, do you trust the guys around you? And when Book and KD are basically trading off who's playing hero ball, that screams to me, I don't trust the rest of these
Fight
guys.
or flight type
like,
thing. Yeah.
It's, I got to take this over, or he's going to take it over, and then I'm going to take it over, but we're not doing everything we do as a team. And to me, that just screams chemistry.
Yeah.
And I understand the frustration with Frank Vogel, but I also don't understand why you put together a great offensive team and then you go hire a defensive-minded coach and expect, well, he's going to turn these guys into, defensive savants. Part of this is a disconnect to me in how you built it too. Like, you should have gone with a brilliant offensive mind as your head coach. Play into your strength, because you knew you're going to be bargain basement shopping for the back half of your roster, and you've got okay defenders in Josh Okogie, Jordan Goodwin, but this is not a team built around defensive prowess.
No, not
so
even
so why hire a defensive head coach?
I mean, again, there's I'm going to go with the effort.
Yeah,
I'm going to look at the effort. There was a point where I believe it was a ball fell in between two guys. They just looked at it, and a Nick came in and just grabbed it off off the ground and scored. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, you guys are just looking at each other. That's effort. There was a couple loose balls. Nobody dived on the ground. Like, there's just fundamental things about this team that you can question. And we've been kind of putting it off, saying, well, if these guys get healthy and blah, 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 blah. Well, health be damned. You have to play with effort. You have to play with heart. Tonight, it just looked like it just vanished at times and then came back at times. And it was just a really odd and awful game. I was not – that fourth quarter was abysmal. It was terrible.
And so, I mean, how many times in your life, all of y'all, how many times in your life have y'all seen an NBA game where a guy scores 50? You don't double him once.
No, bro.
Nothing. No. Like, Joe, just cook, bro. Just cook. I'm going to just sit here and watch you because I don't know if you can keep doing it. But I saw you drop 40 on us 2 weeks ago at the Garden. But I'm like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, I don't get it. This is effort. You're right. Guys that haven't done enough in this league to not be on the damn floor. Like, that's why some of these guys need to be on the floor diving and scrapping and fighting because they're on minimum contracts. And they're not even doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, this is one of those moments. And again, I defend the Suns a lot, and I'm more optimistic than some people like. But you know, there's a lot of games that we've lost, and it's by a bucket or two, and you can kind of talk yourself through that and be like, you know, a turnover here, turnover. This is different. This is a straight ass whooping, top to bottom, and this is one of those days where you hear a report that they had a team meeting. Like, somebody got to step the hell up and be like, yo, all right, bro, now that's unacceptable. We need to look ourselves in the mirror. Devin needs to be better. Kevin needs to be better. The coaching staff needs to be better. The role players need to be. That's across the board. That can't happen. You lose by 20 at home to the Knicks. That's crazy.
I do agree with Flex. I do feel like this is an inflection point in the season. Yep. I think if they don't respond on Sunday and they don't start putting together solid effort, solid wins, then – man, we were looking at a lot of fucking eating crow for the remainder of the season because that's not going to be pretty. Yeah. And everybody's already chomping at the bit to come at not only the Suns, but also like fans of the Suns. And, you know, we just refuse to want to give into that. But this team better respond. They better respond quickly because the season, as much as you want to put it off and say it's chemistry or injury and stuff like that, I get it. But you still had two all-stars on the court. Yeah. They have to play better as a team. In the first 3 quarters, they were moving the ball and everything was looking pretty crisp. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we get to the fourth quarter and these dudes just completely forget how to play basketball and they just go 4 wide and they go. And I just do not understand what the hell's going on. So there's a lot to fix. If
they lose on Sunday, somebody gets fired. If you lose to the Wizards after a matchup
you damn
like
right.
this, somebody gets fired on Sunday. And look, Jalen Brunson goes 12 of 12 in the second half. 8 of his 9 3-pointers come in the second half. You don't figure out how to do anything on him. A majority of his 50 points come in the second half, and you do nothing defensively on him. And then Devin Booker follows it up by shooting 14% in the fourth quarter.
Insane.
And getting in foul trouble for like the 3rd, 4th straight game early.
Over stupid things.
Over plays that he should not be trying to contest. I go back to that Golden State game. We got that foul to start the game against Draymond, 30 feet from the basket. Like, these are little things that are now starting to, you know, come to the forefront. And again, to your point and your point, we got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, bro. The best player on the court was Jalen Brunson. Like, facts. Nothing to talk about. Best player tonight was little ass Jalen Brunson, who came into the house on Matrix Day. Like, come on, man. We got to do better than that.